we're back at it again for my final little rankings of these positions for this year's draft. Defensive backs. Start off with the corners. Let me move myself right here so you can see Emerson. But yeah, so we're just going to start with number 10, Tariq Woolen out of UTSA. Good athlete. He was a receiver when he first got there. Transitioned pretty well. Still kind of raw prospect. That's why we have him at 10. Some other honorable mentions. Zion McCullum out of Sam Houston State. I'm sure you guys have all heard of him by now. Big, tall athlete. Again, very raw, though. Josh Joby out of Alabama. Kobe Bryant out of Cincinnati. Man won the Jim Thrump Award this year. Doesn't get any love. But he's another guy to look forward to. There's going to be a lot of corners drafted this year, just like receivers. I'm trying to see some other guys. Yeah, Jalen Armour Davis. Excuse me, folks. The other Alabama corner. Cam Taylor-Britt out of Nebraska. Darion Kendrick, Georgia, former Clemson corner. Look for them. Yeah, no one else I really want to shout out too much. So let's go to Marcus Jones now. Good, rangy slot corner. So if you need any of that, all these positions have been, are not positions, but rankings. You like I said, you'll see some of these guys higher than others in people's shits. Depending on who you watch. Martin Emerson at Mississippi State, good, rangy man corner. He was projected to be higher this year. I guess, Mississippi State having a little down year this year, but I think the talent's still there. Roger McCreary, very good in-your-nose corner. I like all these corners a lot, really. The more I watch them, the more I like them. Kyler Gordon can line up anywhere, outside, slot corner, good, feisty little fucker. Feisty little bastard, I love Washington secondary people, man, ever since the True Font brothers, they just been pumping out secondary guys every year, it seems like. So that's the my top 10. So let's go to 6. Not 6, but 5. Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson. Again, you'll see him 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Some people, I mean... It's all over the place. See the height, weight, that matters for some people, matters to known people, depending on what the fuck you care about. I got all these guys first round picks because corner is one of the more... I just had hot chips, folks. I'm wilding with the burping and the snuffly nose, but yeah, corner is a very highly needed position. So they're going to get a lot of play. Very good zone cover guy. He mostly played zone and like press, runaway, bailed out. Press, bail. You act like you're going to press and then you just bail out and continue to run. Very good ball skills. When the ball's up in the air, he can snatch it. We don't know much of his man coverage though. Can he cover elite receivers one-on-one in the NFL? We'll see. Tackling, he's not a sure tackler. He'll live at 5. No, he'll try to like ankle tackle and shit like that. So a good comp. A very good athlete though, like elite athlete. So Janoris Jenkins, think of him coming out of college. It's a good comp. Not the best man corner per se, but good enough. He was a Pro Bowler. At least 1 year with the Giants. I do remember that. So I think Booth, in the right system, can be a long-staying quality starter. Number 4, we got Kaiir Elam out of Florida. I like him a little better just because he's a man cover. I prefer man corner, put him on an island. It's the whole Revis versus Sherman debate. That's why I picked Revis back in the days. But Sherman was a monster too, one of the best. But yeah, good physicality, hard-nosed corner, get up in you. That's why the good Marcus Peters comp But cons is hands. I meant to put hands E because he'll hold you. You know, you'll get at least 3 to 4 pass interferences in the season with him, and you know he lacks the zone IQ because again he didn't really play the zone, so it's almost the reverse of Booth. They're almost like complete opposites in their play style, but the same type of athlete. So I think both of them can equal it out and be good starting corners for the foreseeable future. Number 3, we got Trent McDuffie out of Washington, another Washington standout. Very athletic, all-around guy. Good tackler. Versatile, he can play, again, inside, outside. He lacks the physicality that you might want in a corner. In the footwork, he gets a little, like switching direction, backpedaling, deep covers. He can, deep coverage, he can clean it up just a tad. You guys know I'm not the one to nitpick, but just to show you guys some shit that, they should improve on if you haven't already been watching hundreds of draft coverage like I have. Very good tackler, though. One of the best tacklers in this draft, secondary-wise. So Kendall Fuller's a good little comp. Nice athletic corner when he came out of Virginia Tech. And he's been a mainstay. He's had a starting position everywhere he's won so far. So number 2, I got Ahmad Gardner. Sauce Gardner. First round pick, obviously going to be top 10. There's no reason why he shouldn't be. He's one of the 10 best players in this draft. I know a lot of people have him number 1, but just the upside of Stingley is just, it's too great for me to ignore. But yeah, he's the best press man coverage guy in this draft. Gets in you, can stop you from really separating. You barely get any of that. Again, great ball skills. When the ball's in the air, deflect it, get the pick. A little stiff, though. Stiff hips, as I say. Stiff hips. He's not the best sure tackler either, but neither one of those are things that I really give a fuck about. So, we got a big player comp of Aqib Talib, and I loved him growing up, watching him play in Kansas. He played a little bit of receiver his last year, if you guys remember. And he was just fun to watch. And he was, great Hall of Fame, I'd say, career as a corner in the NFL. So we got Ahmad Gardner as my number 2. But again, that's not a knock on him. He'll be top 10 pick. He'll probably be drafted before Stingley. But he's one of the best corner prospects ever to come out. I'm sorry. Shouts out to D Smoke. Bubbing him. But yeah. Okay, so we're back to the like you saw the mouse, and then now we're back to the button layout. But yeah, again, first round pick. His pros, athletic, technique, he has it all, man. There's nothing he can't do on the football field. Player comp is Stephon Gilmore. Can play man, can play zone. I mean, he can probably be better at zone if you want to nitpick. But, there's barely any flaws. That's why the cons is just his mental. If he wants it in his effort, because... And that's the only time I've used those as a con for anyone when doing the draft evaluations, because there's other guys who obviously need to do that too, can work on that, but obviously the injury history too. But if he's on, like 2019, he's the best player in this draft. He just is, talent-wise. So it's all up to him. Hopefully he can stay healthy, but I like him a lot. Great talent. So I just can't ignore that. But if he's a bust, I will gladly say I was wrong. Over to safeties now. Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State. He's a more standard, well, not standard, but strong safety. Got him as a 2nd-round pick. Very good tackler. Good versatility. Can play back. Can play in the box. Isn't that great of a man corner, though. And he lacks the angles of, covering and, tackling angles. You might whiff on a couple, might whiff on trying to get the pick, but very good zone safety. Sure tackler. Justin Reed is a good comp, who's now with the Chiefs, I believe. Number 4, we got Lewis Cine, dear God, Lewis Cine out of Georgia. 2nd-round pick, speedy, speedy, good tackler. Good tackler. Tackling, folks. I should just put tackling. But very good speed and good tackling. This is one take, guys. I don't care. He lacks the reaction and leverage. He was always a forward deep safety, so we got to see if he can play more closer to the play itself and not just be the like cleanup guy, you know. That's kind of what Georgia wanted him to do, though, you know, like stay far back so you can clean it up or find the passing window and go to it. So that's why there's a Marcus May comp who is now with the Saints. He was with the Jets last year, past couple of years, so like Lewis sign, all right, a lot. Jesus Christ, folks. Number 3, we got Jalen Petrie out of Baylor, 2nd-round pick. Good versatility, even though he primarily played on the slot. Very good processor, can read QB's eyes, can read what the offense is doing. He lacks the fluidity and long speed that you would need for like covering deep routes, you know. So that's why that's I guess the only concern is, can he only play slot? Jordan Whitehead, former Buccaneer, safety now with the Jets, I believe, is a good comp there, or just any. Yeah, he's with the Jets now. Primarily slot guy, but yeah, good enough tackler. I think he can play the backside as well, so good pickup in the 2nd round if you need a player like that. Number 2, we got Daxton Hill out of Michigan, 1st-round pick. He's been rising up boards for the past couple weeks now. Very versatile. Again, he can play. He played mostly the slot this past year because they needed him to, but he's a very good back-end safety as well. Probably a strong safety. You can line up anywhere, really. Great speed for the position. He lacks the play strength and sure tackling that you'd want. Now, he'll go down there and get you. You know, he's explosive, can go run downhill and, you know, trip you up or push you out of bounds, but he's not just going to, like, openly arm wrap tackle you. So if he had more pounds, he could probably do that. Devin McCourty, is he good? Comp I saw, especially out of Rutgers. He's a very, very great athlete. People know him more as like a smart safety quarterback of the defense type of guy now, but great athlete coming out of Rutgers. And then number 1, obviously, for me, is Kyle Hamilton. A lot of people have been pooping on him recently. I don't know why. Like, I get you're trying to nitpick. He's not this elite speed guy. He's not this elite man cover guy. It's all right. He's still a great athlete. What he does well. I have a Jamal Adams comp because he can, in theory, do everything. You know, might not be great at man coverage, but very versatile. He can line up anywhere in the secondary, I believe. Very physical, maybe over physical sometimes. He tries to go for the big hit. It might miss. That's why the reaction and the change of direction. He's taller, bigger, more stiffer hips, so he, you know, turns. The slot corner goes over him. It happens. You know, not everyone's perfect. But again, top 10, 15 now. But yeah, that's going to do it for my safeties in the secondary. Let me get some good honorable mentions. Nick Cross out of Maryland is one I know off the top of the head. And then my man out of Illinois. JT Woods out of Baylor. It's another one. Kirby Joseph, Illinois, folks. Nick Cross out of Maryland. Vernon McKinley, the 3rd out of Oregon. I like him a lot. So, yeah. That's going to do it for the safeties. That's going to do it for all of the positions. For the most part, Brian Cook out of Cincinnati as well. Taylor Britt might be moved to safety, actually. That might be his best position. Brad Hawkins out of Michigan. Trey Sterling at Oklahoma State. So, yeah, that's been all my positions, folks. We've got through them. Like, subscribe, share, tweet, all that shit. And for the kickers, I told you guys I wasn't going to do it. But, I mean, when you got someone like Matt Araiza, He can play. He's a kicker and a punter. Do not be surprised if he gets drafted, folks. I'm just saying, because every team's gonna want him if he doesn't. So, this has been your boy King Kaleb here. Mock draft coming soon. Sign the fuck up.